But surely you have a concern. You want to share what your concerns are with your team going into the season?
Am I willing to? No. Surely you can't be serious.
Kevin Stefanski was asked the most obvious question. What are your concerns heading into the season? And instead of coach speak, he cut the room cold with a smirk. Am I willing to? No. Surely you can't be serious. No spin, no sugarcoat, just a shutdown. To some, that's confidence. A coach refusing to hand the media a headline. To others, it's deflection. A man on the hot seat hiding cracks he won't admit. And that's the real debate. Was this a flex of control, or the mask of a coach afraid of what happens if the truth ever slips out? A reporter pressed Stefanski, begging for a straight answer about the Browns' biggest concerns. And Stefanski snapped back cold as ice. Am I willing to? No. Surely you can't be serious. That wasn't coach speak. That was a wall being built in real time.
When it comes to these young players, and then he's shown growth. He's shown growth on the field. And again, it's a super small sample size, so we got to continue to be intentional with his plan and work with him just like we will do with every rookie.
The Browns GM tried to play it safe. When it comes to these young players, he's shown growth. He's shown growth on the field. And again, it's a super small sample size. So, we've got to continue to be intentional with his plan and work with him just like we will do with every rookie. Sounds balanced, right? Careful praise. Then a quick reminder not to get carried away. But here's the catch. When a quarterback is already flashing star-level poise, is calling it a small sample size smart caution or quiet suppression? Is this about patience or about controlling the narrative before Shedeur's rise forces their hand?
The change is a family thing. You know, it's a family. You got to be able to go to war with each and every guy and understand, like, we're not playing for ourselves here. We playing for each other, you know, so not making selfish mistakes, not doing that type of stuff, getting through reads, handing the ball off, doing what you got to do. Everybody do their job, and that's how we believe in one another.
That's not just a quote. It's a philosophy. It's a family. You got to be able to go to war with each and every guy. We're not playing for ourselves here. We're playing for each other. No selfishness, no shortcuts. Just trust, execution, and accountability. Reads, handoffs. Every man doing his job so the whole unit can believe. On screen, that's your receipt. A quarterback framing the locker room as more than teammates, as brothers bound by responsibility. But here's the debate. Is this the voice of a young leader already commanding the room? Or a subtle shot at teammates who haven't bought in yet? The question sounded routine, the kind of thing every head coach gets asked before a season. Surely you have a concern, share it with us. But Kevin Stefanski didn't hesitate, didn't soften the blow, didn't even bother with coach speak. He leaned in cold, sharp, and dismissive. Am I willing to? No. Surely you can't be serious. That wasn't an answer. That was a shutdown. And in one sentence, Stefanski turned a fair question into a viral clip. On screen, you show the moment, the stunned faces in the press room, the quote plastered across social media. Because this wasn't just a coach being snarky. It was a coach drawing a line in the sand. No weakness, no vulnerability, no honesty. But here's the real debate. Was that confidence or was it fear? Coaches usually spin. They'll talk about things to clean up, areas to improve. Stefanski flat out refused. If he has no concerns, that's arrogance. If he has plenty and won't say them out loud, that's insecurity. Either way, fans are left wondering, what's really happening behind those walls? And when the camera shifted to the front office, the tone didn't change. The Browns GM tried to steady the narrative. It's a super small sample size. We've got to continue to be intentional with his plan and work with him just like every rookie. Careful, safe, calculated. The kind of words that seem harmless, until you remember who they're talking about. Shedeur Sanders isn't just every rookie. He's the quarterback with a Nike logo that broke the internet. The rookie whose jersey sold out in minutes. The rookie every fan is buzzing about. But here was the GM, boxing him in, reducing the hype to small sample size. That's not just patience, that's control. It's the front office saying, we decide the timeline, not the fans, not the media, not Shedeur himself. And the script didn't stop there. Even when asked directly about his progress, the GM doubled down. He's shown growth. He's shown growth on the field. But again, it's a super small sample size. Praise with one hand, restraint with the other. It's like dangling a carrot while pulling it back at the last second. Yes, he's growing. Yes, he looks the part. But remember, he's still just a rookie. That's where the contradiction explodes. Because rookies don't crash Nike's servers. Rookies don't force veterans to adjust to their leadership style. Rookies don't walk into training camp and instantly divide a quarterback room. Shedeur Sanders isn't playing by rookie rules, and the front office knows it. So is all this small sample size talk smart management, or is it a quiet attempt to suppress the storm they know is coming? And then came the locker room moment that flipped the conversation again. One of his teammates spoke with fire. It's a family. You got to be able to go to war with each and every guy. We're not playing for ourselves here, we're playing for each other. Brotherhood, sacrifice, selflessness, words that sound like unity, but also words that surface when unity is being tested. Not making selfish mistakes, not doing that type of stuff. Getting through reads, handing the ball off, doing what you got to do. Everybody do their job. Listen closely, that's not just inspiration. That's a warning. It's aimed at anyone who's chasing highlights over fundamentals, glory over the grind. And it lands differently when the quarterback controversy is still simmering. So what do we really have here? A head coach shutting down questions with sarcasm. A GM downplaying hype with small sample size labels. A locker room voice preaching family while hinting at cracks in the armor. On screen, you show the receipts. Stefanski's viral clip. The GM at the podium. Shedeur dropping dimes in practice highlights. The locker room speech echoing through the tunnel. Piece them together, and the story is bigger than one press conference. It's a battle for control. The coaches and GM want to slow play Shedeur, keep the timeline in their hands. The players, they want unity, but their words suggest some already feel the tension. And the fans, they're watching every clip, every throw, every soundbite, waiting for the moment Shedeur forces the issue. Because here's the truth. You don't talk about family unless loyalty is being tested. You don't dismiss concerns unless those concerns are louder than you want to admit. And you don't label greatness as a small sample size, unless you're trying to buy time before it takes over. So the question isn't if Shedeur Sanders will rewrite the Browns' quarterback depth chart. The question is whether the organization will embrace the storm or keep trying to contain it until it explodes. So what was this really? Confidence? Deflection? Control? Or a locker room begging to hold it all together? The Browns say family, but family gets tested the hardest when power, pressure, and promise collide. And right now, all three are colliding in Cleveland.